Today we are taking up the final subject in our introspection. Altogether, there are 5 subjects under the heading introspection: analysis of thought, moralization of desire, neutralization of anger, eradication of worries, and realization of consciousness. As a last day of our course, intensive course, today we have taken up the subject realization of consciousness. Many of you could understand what is the state of God. Even though by imagination or faith, all are accepting the existence of one unified force which is working beyond the mental concept of man. So, the second is consciousness. What is consciousness? If you realize the consciousness, you can realize God. When you realize the Supreme Force, Almighty, you can realize consciousness. In many Bibles, Vedas, the state of Almighty is described well. At the same time, the greatness of consciousness is also praised. But only in yoga you will understand and realize that consciousness itself is a super force, unified force, which is everything. So, yogis only know God is consciousness. Simple way. Consciousness is God. Name is separate, but thing is only one. Phenomenon is the same. So now we have to think of it. By meditation, you have trained up your mind to come to the very, very, very subtle point of the peaceful state. Now, in this state, we have to go deeper to understand our own consciousness about the concept of God and concept of our consciousness. I will give you some facts just to visualize the whole universe. As far as you could, you are seeing stars, sun, moon, many things in the world and the universe. If you analyze any appearance, they all are only the association of energy particles, the minute energy particles. First, as a family, they get together and working as a group, that is called atom. Few atoms join together and working as molecule, several molecules, an atom jointly functioning as cells. And cells are constituting the human being and all living beings. So in this way, the basic constituent in everything is energy particle. This is to be kept in mind. Now, if you really understand the energy particle, what it is only a whirling motion For example, if you stop the motion, it becomes nothingness or space. When it emerges as force or motion, that becomes self-rotative force, that is the particle. Just like ocean and wave. Wave is not separate, ocean is not separate. It's a moving part of the ocean is called as wave. The same way, moving part of the static state, the Almighty, is energy part. Now, we come to the understanding. The static state, the fraction is energy, association is masses. Among the masses, wherever the sensation, feeling starts by a magnetic circle action, that is called organism. In the organism, according to the senses, they are divided into 6 senses. One sense, living being or plant life. 2 sense, living being or worms. 3 sense, living beings are the flies, ants, like that. And 4 senses are snakes. 5 senses are all reptiles and animals. And the 6th senses, living being, is man. Now again, you remember the static state, primordial state of universe, energy, masses, living being. In the 4 sections, we can cover the whole universe, existence, functions, and results. Static state, absolute space. Fraction of it with a whirling motion, energy. Association of energy, all masses. The sensation, wherever the sensation is functioning, that is living being, is 4. All the 4, if you want to say with one word, that is nature. The nature is the word which has all the meaning. You cannot take anything and say this is beyond nature. No. So that is the word nature. So in the nature, when you go to the basic state, that is static state, in the beginning state, that is absolute nothingness to the mind. It is not nothingness. It has everything. But mind cannot perceive or understand. Why? The nature of the mind is to work on assuming volume, force, time, distance. If the mind goes beyond volume, nothingness. Beyond force, nothingness. Beyond time, nothingness. Beyond distance, cannot count. So, beyond all counting is absolute space. When the absolute space starts functioning, then volume comes into being. Up to the area it works as energy, that is the volume. The volume itself is a force. Around that there is no force. This only is working with self-rotative force, so it is a force. We cannot separate force and volume. Wherever the force is, that is the volume. Then continuity of any action, that is the concept of time. If you want to understand anything, isolate anything from other thing, there should be a space, there should be distance. So, when mind wants to assume anything, there should be 4 dimensions: force, volume, time, distance. So, only these 4 have come to the mathematic calculation. No mathematics more than these 4 calculations: volume, force, time, distance. If you come to this, then what is consciousness? We all are thinking, only sensing power, feeling, understanding, thinking. This is consciousness. Before thinking was not the same phenomenon. It was. Suppose you think of a man in shape. Before that, the thought was not there, the mind was not there. How it was? Before taking shape, it was beyond volume, force, time, distance. When taking shape, conditioning, form, their mind takes form. Before that, mind was. That state is infinite state. That is absolute state. So, in the absolute state, if you take absolute space as a phenomenon, universal being, it has 2 characters. One is force, other is consciousness. Even though we cannot separate, they were inherent in the absolute. So, if you think absolute is God or Almighty, omniscience, omnipotent, Purnam, Shivam, it has 2 characters jointly. That is consciousness and force. So, the force itself has taken a small volume as energy. A portion of it started moving. That is the energy. When force started moving, the working order automatically starts. That is the consciousness. Functioning order is the consciousness. Function itself is the force. So, basic state of any function or movement is static. In the static state, we call it as God. In the moving state, we call as energy. In the principle or functional order, we call the same as consciousness. In the same way, if you take any particle in the universe, each particle has its own specific character. That is, so many revolution, circulation in a second. So much volume, even though we cannot measure it. There is volume, there is force, circulation. So, it has functional order. From the smallest particle up to the greatest sun, in all inanimate things, the consciousness is working as pattern, precision, regularity. Pattern goes with the structure, volume. Precision goes with the character achieved so far in its evolutionary function. Regularity goes with the timing. So many rotation it has, like that. You are sowing a seed, it comes up as tree. So, pattern, precision, regularity, you can see What is the pattern? Mango tree comes in such and such a way. Mango leaves are forming like this. It's a pattern. Precision. When you eat it, when you smell it, when you mix with it, with something, there is a specific reaction. That is the character achieved so far in the evolutionary process of nature. So everything is having a precision. Then the regularity. If you sow the seed, it will take 3 years to become a tree, to give the fruit. That is the regularity. Timely, according to the season, that produces flower. This is the regularity. So from the smallest particle up to the greatest sun in the universe, 3 things are first stage of consciousness. Pattern, precision, regularity. You cannot see anything in the universe without these 3 principles. Even smallest atom, one is having its own pattern, precision, regularity. When it joins with other, what is the pattern, precision, regularity of other atom? When they both join, they both condition one pattern, precision, regularity. So in this way the whole universe, in all animate, inanimate, the consciousness is working as pattern, precision, regularity. This is the consciousness. Because it is a fraction of the totality. In the total consciousness, in the fraction is a portion. So the portion of the consciousness always having base in the totality. Then when several particles join, it becomes atom, then molecule, then they form into small worm or some living being as amoeba, one cell living being. So there, atomic arrangement or cellular arrangement with polarity comes into being, because in this circle there is water, there is heat, there is air, there is energy. So when the energy is more speedily rotating within, a circle ceiling comes. Circle means magnetic force is becoming a pit from the totality. So the consciousness in every particle extends through the magnetic wave. It is able to feel the disturbance or harmony within the structure. That is the pain and pleasure. Wherever this feeling starts, that is the organism. So the organism first starts as plant life, then worms. Like that it is going on. In all living beings, in addition to pattern, precision, regularity, the living beings are having additional second stage of consciousness. That is called cognition, experience, discrimination. Cognition means understanding. Suppose I am taking my hand here. Oh, here there is something touches. So, obstruction to our sensual perception. When we see something, you are eliminating your light. If there is something, it reflects. So you cognize there is something, there is a tree, there is a man. That's cognition. When you cognize anything, your energy starts functioning according to the thing with which you are getting contact. So that makes the magnetic field affected. It works in such a way, converting our energy into pressure or electricity or chemical. So this is the feeling. Some feeling happens because of the affected by the force. So that feeling is coming only by the consciousness which is having seat in energy particle in the middle of the energy particle. So it extends and feels. And the feeling is experience. So cognition, second is experience. Then discrimination. I touched this one, it is hard. I touch the same hand here. It is smooth. This is the discrimination. From touch, we can understand. From the sight, we can understand. This is more powerful light. This is less. Here with this darkness. Discrimination. Yesterday I saw a man who was having the hair grown, mustache and a beard. Today morning, he got everything off. So I see the difference. Oh, what happened? This is the discrimination. In this way, in between two things, in between the time, the changes is calculated. This is called discrimination. So in the perceptual ability, there are 3 points. Cognition, experience, discrimination. We cannot divide or separate from one another in the perceptual ability. This is the living being. Second stage of consciousness of the totality. In the totality, it was total consciousness without action. It was inherent with the Almighty. After emerging as particle, pattern, precision, regularity starts. Then the whole universe, in all inanimate, the pattern, precision, regularity stays working. Wherever it becomes living being, their second stage of consciousness starts functioning as perceptual ability, cognition, experience and discrimination. From one sense to 5 sense animal, all are having this kind of 3-dimensional faculties. Then in man, in addition to pattern, precision, regularity, perceptual ability is having realization ability. Real means truth. What is truth? Truth, the basic point, that is static state, is the truth. It is the consciousness. The same consciousness is working in everything. In man, it is working in 3 stages as mind, peripheral consciousness. There is a storage of all informations and experiences, that is soul. Then as infinite state of consciousness, God. So in man, the very same consciousness is working in 3 points: mind, soul and infinite. To realize these 3, the conventional 5 senses cannot do. So the mind itself, the consciousness itself has evolved to realize itself. That is the final stage of consciousness. When the consciousness realizes itself, first mental state, peripheral state. Second, what all the things achieved and understood, experienced by the peripheral consciousness, all are as imprint stored in the energy particle as a computer. So, second stage. Then where the energy came into being, where the consciousness came into being, there it goes, the consciousness traces. There, both volume and consciousness and force, all are one in the static state. There it realizes its own self as God. From that point, now you think of yourself. You take the body, where from you have come? Root is parent. Trace back through the hereditary link. First man who started life on that. Where he has come from? From some animals. Trace back through the hereditary link of the animal. Finally, we will reach the plant life. How the plant came? arrangement of the atoms. Then atoms, particles. What is particle? It is only the moving force of Almighty, the unified force. So from the Godhood up to your existence, there was no interval in the evolutionary process. Every process, every change is the character of consciousness. What is the development of the consciousness? That becomes a character. Only character is different from everything in every time. Therefore, what is the character in everything? That is the consciousness. What is the thing itself? That is Almighty. So, the change is coming only by the character. The character is achieved by the reflection, refraction, penetration, interaction of the waves. So all the functions, if you see in one vision, you can understand the whole universe into 4 parts: static state, energy and masses, living being. In the living being, from one sense to man, 6th sense, the 6th sense is working to understand the peripheral consciousness and the middle, that is subconsciousness, soul, then total consciousness, Almighty. When it comes to the total consciousness, that becomes one with the static state, absolute space. There, consciousness and force, both are same. The space is the phenomenon, but character is force and consciousness. So when we realize this is the enlightenment of the consciousness. Light means to make anything understand. We are lighting the light. Similarly, this is a light of insight. So the knowledge also is called as light. It's the enlightenment of the consciousness. Sometimes it automatically will develop. That is revelation. Sometimes it has to come by the help of other masters to help, guide. So that is called enlightenment. You are helping to get the understanding. So in this way, what is the process in the yoga system to make all people understand their own realities? That is the enlightenment. When you practice the meditation, when you practice the introspection, when you put all this into everyday life, watch every action, every experience, you will come to the understanding of all the facts of life. First, in the consciousness, when it starts in man, first it works with the feeling of the needs and fulfillment of the needs. So in this approach, the consciousness developed 2 sciences in man, politics and the economics. After filling up the needs, then the peace comes, but the consciousness wants to enjoy the beauties of nature. Whatever it sees, whatever it observes, oh, how it is working, how wonderful it is working. So a man sees an animal or bird, peculiar, beautiful. He is enjoying, but he wants to make others also enjoy. How can you do it? He cannot catch it and take it. So he goes home and take a piece of charcoal or anything and draw a line just as he saw. He started in the beginning, this is the painting. He started telling, though the quail was singing, coo, coo, like that. So rhythmically when he started portraying, that becomes a music. The same way the plants and animals are moving, the rhythmic moving to show to others, it becomes dancing. So if you come to understand all the fine arts, That is the second stage of development of consciousness in man. Then when it is observed, in addition to that, it grows more. What is the secret of how it has come, how it is working? So wonderfully everything is going on, existing and functioning without error. Who is the cause for maintaining all this justice? Who am I to understand all this? What is the relationship between me, man, and the nature? Then this is bringing man to understand the philosophy, understand the psychology, understand the consciousness, understand God. So when he understands any one of these, then they are both. He understood. That is the philosophy. That is the self-realization. In this way, man found the truth. And even now, it is spreading in all minds. Definitely it will grow. This is the purpose. Every person, knowingly or unknowingly, is aiming to reach this goal only. On the way, there are so many gamblings delaying our journey of consciousness. Let us go ahead with perseverance and confidence, get the result. With these words, I conclude my speech and wish all of you happy, blissful and peaceful life.